Sejak kedatangannya di tahun 1971, Sambon Yuprapan atau Michael Lee melihat potensi yang besar dari Indonesia untuk menjadi pusat industri. Namun sayangnya pada era tersebut, banyak produk yang beredar di Indonesia adalah hasil impor. Dengan usaha untuk mengangkat produk dalam negeri, Michael Lee pun membulatkan tekad untuk membangun bisnis yang bergerak di dunia sandang yang merupakan salah satu kebutuhan dasar manusia. Pada tahun 1985, perusahaan rajut yang ia bangun terus berkembang dan mulai memproduksi pakaian. Tidak berhenti sampai di situ, dengan bantuan rekan dari Jepang, Michael Lee belajar untuk memproduksi pakaian dalam wanita yang kemudian menjadikan perusahaannya sebagai salah satu pelopor pakaian dalam di Indonesia. Dengan dibantu sang putra dan putri, Roy Setiawan dan Marine Yuprapan, perusahaan yang telah berdiri selama 40 tahun ini telah mempekerjakan 7.000 pegawai, baik di Indonesia maupun perusahaan joint venture-nya di Myanmar dan Ethiopia. Tidak hanya itu, perusahaan ini memiliki pabrik yang ramah lingkungan, di mana mereka mendaur ulang air hasil pewarnaan kain dan menggunakan gas sebagai pembangkit listrik di pabrik. Dan sebuah catatan yang membanggakan pun berhasil ditorehkan, di mana walau mengalami berbagai hambatan, pada masa pandemi COVID-19, perusahaan ini berhasil bertahan dan justru berkembang tanpa harus memecat satu pegawainya.
Datang ke Indonesia di tahun 1971, Sambon Yuprapan atau yang juga dikenal dengan nama Michael Lee mendirikan perusahaan tekstil Winner Sumbiri dan perusahaan garmen Sumber Bintang Rezeki di kawasan Tangerang. Di usianya yang sudah mencapai setengah abad ini, Sumbiri atau Sumber Bintang Rezeki makin dikenal di kawasan global. Berbagai brand terkemuka dari seluruh dunia, di berbagai belahan dunia sudah menjadi partner dan diikat untuk bekerja sama, khususnya di dunia intimate apparel. Sumber Bintang Rezeki atau Sumbiri telah memiliki cabang di Myanmar dan Ethiopia dan kini mempekerjakan lebih dari 7.500 karyawan. Leaders Corner with Frida Litwina kali ini mengajak Anda untuk mengenal lebih dekat sosok pendiri sekaligus juga para pemimpin di balik kesuksesan Sumber Bintang Rezeki atau Sumbiri Group. Perlu saya tekankan bahwa sebelum kami memulai proses rekaman, seluruh kru yang bertugas termasuk saya dan juga para narasumber telah melakukan tes antigen dengan hasil negatif. Pertama-tama mari kita temui pendiri dari Sumbiri Group, Sambon Yuprapan atau yang dikenal juga dengan sapaan Mr. Lee. Mr. Lee, thank you so much for your time with CNN Indonesia.
Welcome today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
You came to Indonesia in the 1970s and at that time you were only 20-something.
28-something.
How did you manage to start your textile business at that time?
You know, Frida, in our life, we have three main needs. One is housing, one is food, and one is clothing. When I was young, I like to use good clothing, colorful one, good print, good color. You know, fashion is in my heart. That's why I work for textile, to choose textile as my business career.
And you like colorful textiles as well.
Yes, in our factory we do a lot of coloring, a lot of printing, very exciting.
All right, that was indeed a good choice, Mr. Lee.
I think so. I think so.
Why among many countries in the whole world, why did you choose Indonesia?
You know, Frida, as you know, Indonesia is a big country with over 250 million population. With such population, the demand on textile will be definitely huge. The Indonesian government used to import so many products from foreign countries to serve the domestic market. Having a manufacturing concern in this country to serve the domestic need makes sense to me. By so doing, we are not only saving foreign exchange, but also creating jobs for the people.
That's a good one. Mr.
Very
Lee,
good one.
What is the core product of Winner Sumbiri Textile? That's your first child, right?
You know, Winner Sumbiri used to make very simple synthetic material serving the underwear industry. We used to make very simple, traditional, not very technical material during that time. But now time has changed, design has changed, fashion trend has changed. So now we are moving forward to a more innovative, more productive design and style now.
I noticed that within the group, Zumbiri also have a garment business. Why? And can you tell us when you started this business?
In 1985, we decided to start our own garment factory. In this industry, the fashion designer and the fashion trend dominated the whole market. Having a garment factory to serve the brand is not sufficient. Therefore, we're moving forward to have verticality from fabric to garment. This is the best criteria for us.
All right. And Mr. Lee, I see now that your business is indeed doing very well. And of course, there are many winner products and winner innovation behind the success. And I would like to dig on more on that, but we have to take a break at this moment. Pemirsa, jangan kemana-mana. Saya masih akan kembali sesaat lagi, tentunya masih dengan pendiri dari Sumber Bintang Rezeki atau Zumbiri Group, Sombun Yuprapan. Sesaat lagi. Terima kasih Anda masih bersama kami di Leaders Corner with Fidalit Mina, dan saya masih bersama pendiri atau chairman dari Zumbiri Group, Sumber Bintang Rezeki Group, Mr. Sombun Yuprapan. Mr. Lee, I'm very intrigued to know more about Winner Zumbiri Textile and would like to dig more on that.
Of course, Frida. I'd like to introduce to you Roy Setiawan is my son-in-law, who is the president director of the Winner Zumbiri Group.
Hi, Pak Roy. Nice to have you here with us.
Thank you, Frida. Thanks for your time.
I would like to know more about Winner Zumbiri Textile. What is the main products of Winner Zumbiri Textile?
Winner Zumbiri is a manufacturer of warp and weft knit fabric, specializing for ladies' underwear, intimate apparel, and lingeries. Besides that, our fabric can also be used for sports, swim, and active wear. For the past couple years, we have been innovating a new fabric product from our warp knit, which is for outerwear, like shirt, pants, and jackets.
Oh, that's very nice. And what is the strength of Winner Zumbiri Textile?
We have been in this industry for more than 40 years. And we are one of the very few warp knit fabric manufacturer that is nominated by World Global Brands. We are green factory. We recycle our water, we recycle our energy, and we also produce an eco-friendly fabric that is used from recycled yarn.
Okay, you mentioned that your company is a green factory with a lot of recycling process. But can you please explain more what you actually mean by green factory?
As a green manufacturer, Winner Zumbiri is highly aware of our responsibility to extend and improve the sustainability environmental, not only to restore the ecological balance and extend and safeguard of human health, but at the end of the day, we also bring the value to our end customers. We recycle our dyeing and printing water through several processes of chemical sedimentation and filtration, and we reuse up to 70% of our recycled water to supply back again our dyeing and printing department. So this is a circularity. Besides that, our factory use the natural gas from the PGN to generate our electricity. The byproduct of smoke coming from the chimney is a very, very hot air. It is 500 degrees Celsius temperature. So we use this byproduct as the burner in our absorption chiller machine and converting this 500 degrees Celsius to become 7 degree chilled water to become 7 degree chilled water to supply our air handling unit in our knitting building.
So the water can actually be used again?
Yes, it is a circularity again. So with that being said, this process allows us to recycle our energy. In addition, on top of the recycling water and energy, we also reprocess the hot air, which is coming from our other machine, so that when we release the air to the atmosphere, the temperature will be not hot, but will be hovering around room temperature. Again, this is a process that will help reduce the greenhouse effects.
And of course, it's good for our next generation because they
Can I
are
add
going to
some?
be here.
Can I add some?
Yes, Mr. Lee.
You know, green factory means we are reducing the air pollution. We are reducing the river pollution, ultimately go to the sea. We are reducing the global warming, and also we are reducing the consumption of water, which is a very important article in the next generation to come. This is one of the reasons why our green factory makes sense to us.
So to conclude, Winner Sumbiri as a green factory, we participate to reduce the pollution in the air. Like Mr. Lee said, reduce the global warming, reduce the pollution in the canal, sea, in the canal, the river, and ultimately the sea. And finally, we reduce the water consumption, which is very precious needs for our next generation.
All right. And I'm also curious about your research. How did you do research, for example, for your new product?
Yeah, we have been partnering with our strategic buyers, our machine suppliers, raw material, chemical and dye stuff suppliers to always keep innovating something new, what kind of newness that we can develop in the fabric. We always stay aligned with the latest trend, participating in the major fabric exhibition mostly in Europe, US, and also in Asia, like in Hong Kong, in China, and also in our country, in Indonesia. So as an example, this is the COVID-19 pandemic. Everyone is very concerned with this virus. We have been thinking whether we can bring something new that is safety for our customers. For outerwear fabric, we work with our chemical supplier to redevelop the antibacterial agent. So we apply this in our finishing. So when you wear this product, at least maybe not to eliminate, but to minimize the bacteria.
Is it the same now and before, back then?
Oh, absolutely different. You know, a textile industry before is a standalone business, which means the yarn manufacturer manufactures yarn and sell yarn. The fabric maker make fabric and sell fabric. Garment maker make garment and sell garment. Not only that, but this concept doesn't work anymore. Now, you have to create a vertical strategy, a triangle strategy between yarn manufacturer, garment and fabric maker, and the blend. This is very crucial for the business. By so doing, we can serve the consumer better with better product at affordable price.
Right, shorter lead time as well, yeah.
Where do you actually market your products?
60% of our product for USA market, and then the rest is to Europe and to Asia.
So actually, more outside of Indonesia.
Yeah, we are an oriented export actually.
Okay. And what is the next step for Winner Sumbiri Textile? What is your plan?
Indonesia has 270 million population, very large economic market. Being vertically set up as a textile group, we see a very potential opportunity here. With our capability and facility, we have started to penetrate the domestic market in Indonesia by establishing our own brands.
Okay, that's great. And I'm very happy to learn that Winner Sumbiri Textile is actually a green company with the focus to market its product outside of Indonesia and planning to also market the products inside Indonesia. Of course, with the same high quality products, but affordable
Yes,
at
that
affordable
is the
prices.
key.
That is the key. I'm still curious about how you do the production process, Mr. Lee. So
Of course. We take you to the sample making room so you can see how we make the garment from fabric to have a complete garment ready.
All right.
We can show you around.
Okay, but we have to do it after the break.
Right.
Pemirsa jangan kemana-mana, Leaders Corner masih akan kembali dengan para pemimpin dari Sumber Bintang Rezeki atau Sumbiri Group. Tetaplah bersama kami. Terima kasih Anda masih bersama kami di Leaders Corner with Frida Litwina. Perlu saya informasikan sekali lagi bahwa seluruh kru yang bertugas, termasuk saya dan juga para narasumber, sudah melakukan tes antigen dengan hasil negatif sebelum rekaman ini dimulai. Mr. Lee, I would like to know more about the production process.
Of course, Frida. May I introduce you my daughter, Marini Yuprapan, the President Director of Sumber Bintang Group, and she's the one who can explain everything to you.
Nice to have you, Ibu Marini. Can you please tell me, where are we now?
So, hi Frida, how are you?
I'm good, thanks.
So, welcome to our Sample and Development Division. So, actually, if you may let me know a little bit, show you around our sample room. So, here we actually make our prototype samples and we make our fitting samples and all important samples before we actually start our production. So since we produce for global brands, we have to actually be on top of all our sample procedure. So this is actually where we start. You see, Frida, this is where we put our designs to life. It starts off with prototype making. It starts off with concept. And so from the concept itself, it starts on paper. You can either do it on a sketch or on a CAD, and then it transforms into a 2D pattern. So from pattern, we create the prototype samples, and we normally send samples to customers for them to see and review the samples and evaluate them. What's cool about the digital machineries right now is we also have what we call a 3D design machine. So we are able to transfer the 2D patterns into the machines where we transform and make pattern virtually, and the samples on the system, we can add colors, we can add design alternatives, and we can actually send this file to the customer for them to review and giving them options.
Very convenient.
Very. So that actually is very cost effective, very time effective, and we don't have to make so many samples anymore.
And you don't have to meet with them.
Exactly, yes. So, and after that, after we make the prototype, they review the prototype, so they will, we proceed with fitting samples, and then there you go. We immediately proceed to production. But going back to your question, where we are.
Where are we now?
Yes, where we are. So we are here in this building. This is our headquarters. We have all our back-end office, our procurement, our engineering, planning, merchandising. So we are all here in this building. But this is actually where we started our production. So we start our production here, but in 2010, we moved to Central Java in Bawen. So our production is actually right now in Central Java. And what we do, we actually produce intimate apparel for ladies. Our specialty is bra. Interesting. Yes. Although we also make other categories. So we make all kinds of bottoms, all kinds of bodies. We also make shapewears. But our specialty, we're known for our bra making. So bra making requires technical know-how. You see, for us ladies, you know, we are uniquely beautiful in various shapes and sizes. So our passion here is to deliver quality products without sacrificing comfort. And we actually learn our technical know-hows with the Japanese before we go global and produce for US and the European market.
Interesting. So actually your company is focused in making intimate apparel and has been known for the main player
Yes.
in that area. Can you take us through a timeline then from when Sumbiri first started until now?
Sure, Frida. So our garment sewing operations started in 1985. We started off making very simple articles in the beginning, And then in 1989, we chose to explore bra making. Yeah, so we actually learned bra making from the Japanese. And we start producing for the Japanese market for the first 3 years. And I think that's a really good starting point because the Japanese is known to have high standards. And so soon after we produce for the Japanese, then we start to produce globally as well for America and for Europe. Not a lot of garment factories actually choose bra as their specialty.
It's more complicated,
Yes,
isn't it?
it is. So that's why we're very proud to, be known to specialize in this category.
It's interesting that you started actually with another country but Indonesia, right? The market is actually for export instead of for domestic market. And do you have any other factories right now, aside from the one in Tangerang and also the one in Bawen, Central Java?
That's a good question. So, branching out is not an option anymore. It becomes a very important operational strategy for us, So our customers, who are also our strategic partners, they see multi-country of origin production as something very important. So we need to fulfill their needs and we need to be one step ahead. So having said that, we produce in 2 countries outside Indonesia. So we produce in Myanmar as well as in Ethiopia in Africa.
Myanmar and Ethiopia. Interesting. Why did you choose Myanmar? And when did you start?
So we started Myanmar in 2015. We actually started in Myanmar because of the duty competitive advantage for our customer. Other reasons are reliability, basically, and also flexibility in terms of providing capacity offers and also lead time. So those are the main reasons why we branch out to Myanmar.
Let's move on to the next factory, which is in Ethiopia. When and why did you start the factory in Ethiopia?
Yes, so we started Ethiopia in 2018. We are actually the first bra factory in Africa. Right now we have around 1,000 workers there, and we are actually still growing. So we put a lot of focus on Ethiopia at the moment. So again, one of the main reason is duty free. So we provide duty advantage options for our customers for America and Europe. Again, reliability and flexibility is another important reasons. But I'd like to highlight one thing. Ethiopia has around 100 million population. Ethiopia is one of the fastest growing economies in Africa. The government has put a lot of emphasis and for investments to come, especially in the textile and garment sector. And the last point is the strategic location of Ethiopia. It's in between Asia and US and Europe. So it creates a good connecting link between our supply chain in Asia with the product consuming markets in US and Europe. So we see there is an opportunity as well for shortening the sailing lead time as well as an advantage.
Very
Can I add
strategic.
something?
Of course, Mr. Lee.
You see, Ethiopia has a big population. That's why a very young workforce is available. Besides that, also duty-free benefit to US and Europe. And in addition to that, Ethiopia is a developing country. I think this is one of the most suitable countries to start with labor-intensive industries such as garment making. Right?
Very interesting. Not many people actually know or even notice that Ethiopia is actually such a strategic place to have a business in. And I'm sure Ibu Marini and Mr. Lee, you still have a lot more to tell us, but we need to take a break at this moment. Pemirsa, jangan kemana-mana, tetaplah masih bersama kami di Leaders Corner with Frida Litwina. Kami kembali sesaat lagi. Terima kasih Anda masih bersama kami di Leaders Corner dan saya masih bersama-sama dengan para pemimpin dari Zumbrich Group. Di sebelah kiri saya ada Mr. Sombun Yuprapan selaku Chairman dari Zumbrich Group. Di sebelahnya ada putrinya, Ibu Marine Yuprapan selaku Presiden Direktur dari PT Sumber Bintang Rezeki. Dan di sebelah kanan saya ada Pak Roy Setiawan selaku Presiden Direktur dari Winner Zumbrich Textile. Saya mau mulai dari mungkin Ibu Marine. When did you first being involved in the company?
So, you know, Frida, actually, I have been running around the factory since I was a very little kid. But anyway, going to a more serious note, when I came back from my studies, I worked for a financial institution for a couple of years until I joined the family business in the year 2000. So I did not want to start off immediately with managing the business because there is still a lot to learn, and having that I'm a finance background, so I wanted to learn about the business process first. So actually I started my first rotation in the fabric mill, in the knitting factory.
And of course, your father exposed you to this business, right?
That's right. That's right.
Starting
So
from young.
that's right. I started actually learning color matching in the color lab. Then I went through the rotation, learning all the business process in the knitting, and then I also learned the process in the garment. And finally, I moved on to actually handling customer accounts, and finally today I manage the entire garment operations. So, you know, it requires an adjustment in mindset for me because from a financial background coming to manufacturing, it definitely needs an adjustment, but I'm just blessed that my parents gave me a free hand. I'm able to, you know, they let me experience personal growth while I journey myself and, you know, learn about the intimate apparel industry. I have learned so much for the past years, starting even from the technical business process, managing and leading. It all comes in one package. So here I am today, 21 years later, and you know, you just have to savor every lessons we learn over the years, and we will continue to keep learning because this industry is so dynamic, and there's still so much more to learn.
Mr. Lee, has she been a good employee?
Very good. Thank you for joining the company.
So if you have this title Employee of the Month, how many months will she be like the
More
best
than that,
one?
more than
More than that. Okay, good enough. Pak Roy, you were also exposed to this business since a long time ago. Can you please tell us your side of the story?
I grew up in Bandung, one of most productive textile city in Indonesia. Actually, my parents was in the textile industry as well, but in the upstream area. At that time, he had a trading company selling polyester yarn. When I was at grade 10, I failed my class.
You failed.
Yes. During the school holiday, my dad forced me to do canvassing because in surrounding Bandung there is a city called Majalaya where a lot of home industry making webbing, making all those textile products needs the polyester. So at that time, I sold those yarn. I think that was when I first learned about textile industry.
Oh, was it as a punishment because you failed?
Actually, maybe it was a blessing in
It
disguise.
was a blessing
Yeah,
in disguise. Very well.
Well, after I graduated from high school, I studied in one private university in Bandung. At the same time, my mom owned a small confection and retails. Back to 1980s, you know, Indonesian people is overseas minded of brand, right?
Yes.
So I traveled to US, to Korea, to Hong Kong, buy some products, and then selling in Bandung. It was running pretty well At that time, because the 80s era, people starting to be more like American-minded. They look for things that is not available in Indonesia. Until 1998, there was a big monetary crisis. Then I had to find a better opportunities in Jakarta until I met my destiny with my wife now. Since then, I joined the family business. I take care the Winner Sumbiri, the textile section.
So he's been also a good employee, Mr. Lee. Very well. We know that this industry is very fierce. A lot of competition going on. The players in the domestic market and the players in the international market, it's numerous. How do you actually manage competition in this industry?
So we focus a lot on manufacturing excellence. I think that's important, and one of the things that is becoming a pillar in manufacturing excellence is increasing productivity. You know, productivity is really, really important. So we operate through lean manufacturing.
Lean manufacturing.
Yes, so in lean manufacturing, you learn to identify and remove waste. That's one of the things where we can increase productivity. We also do Kaizen activities, so we call it Kaizen activities.
Kaizen, K-A-I-Z-E-N.
Yeah, so it's a concept introduced by Mr. Masaki Imai. The word Kaizen is actually, Kai is change, Zen is
It's
good.
a Japanese word, right?
Yeah, so it's change and good change, right?
change.
So Kaizen activities allow us to continuously improve and make changes, adding values in our business process, and that's part of also improving productivity. So you know, we make Kaizen becomes everyone's business. So everyone has to think about, you know, continuous improvement. That's number one. One more thing, sorry. So our factories actually have started Kaizen in 2012, and all our factories right now operates in lean manufacturing. So in all factories. Secondly is delivering quality. You know, we produce for global brands. And talking about quality control, it's non-negotiable. So we have quality controls from end to end. That's important. But we also give perks in such as like lab. We have an in-house lab. It's certified by our customers. We test raw materials in the lab before we actually use the raw materials in production. So that's talking about quality. And thirdly is about modernizing the business process and the operations. We have systems like ERP system where it helps manages our day-to-day activities. It enhances end-to-end accountability, enhances reporting, supports data integrity, and also we make it a point, important point, to always upgrade our machineries and always be up to date. And last but not least is the people. You know, we cannot be here promoting manufacturing excellence without the team. So we need to have a strong and reliable team. And we invest, it's important that we, you know, and we invest in our team, in our people. Like the quotes say, right? Like if you want to run fast, you run alone, but if you want to run far, you run together. So this is the concept that we built together with the team.
That's very good. And I understand that you also have thousands of employees.
Yes.
About 7,500.
Including our JV, yes.
Including your joint ventures as well. Yeah. And with those number of workers, how do you actually manage the welfare of your employees? I mean, to make sure that they're happy working with you?
Creating excellent working condition is important because it helps boost performance and productivity. But I believe right now in the garment and textile industry, we are all expected to deliver high standards of compliance. And in all our factories, we are certified, you know, we are certified with a globally recognized certifications through institutions like RAP, Better Works, just to name a few. And yeah, we're very conscious with that.
And also, a lot of companies, especially the ones that are labor intensive, usually they face problem with labor issues, for example. Have your company been faced with such issues in the past?
We don't have, thankfully, knock on wood, we don't have, we don't
So far,
have.
so good.
So far, so
good.
good. So far, so good. But if I want to take you back to last year, when the pandemic COVID-19 starts, I think everyone went through a period of disruption. Not just us, but every manufacturing. And so we're happy to say that even through those hard and disruptive times, we did not experience any layoffs. Yeah.
It's been a long history since 1970, and Indonesia has gone through a lot of quote-unquote events, political events, economical events. But it's very good to know that Sumbiri has managed to survive and do well and success in the...
Frida, it was a very challenging time for most of industries last year during the COVID-19 pandemic. Our production capacity in Bawen, Central Java for the garment was disrupted for a couple of months. At that time, I spoke with my father, what can we do during this pandemic? The needs of the non-surgical mask was huge.
Yes.
The availability is not there. So we innovate to create one fabric that is breathable, and we apply a special finishing agent such as antibacterial, moisture management, and anti-odor. And then we saw this in our garment factory. So during that vacant capacity, while our product line is empty, we fill in. So by doing this, thank goodness until now we still keep employing.
So that's
Yeah,
actually
none of them is
a
laid
good
off.
opportunity,
Yeah.
a good blessing
Yeah.
in disguise
Right.
for the company. How do you cope with the current situation of COVID-19 pandemic actually, aside from, inventing non-surgical masks that are breathable, for example?
We have actually good long-term relationships with our customers. So we are strategic partners to our customers. And you see, those relationships, we can see the fruits of those relationships, especially when we went through a pandemic together. Everyone went through it. We're able to be more transparent in communication. We update each other frequently. We micromanage, we micromanage the orders together so that we can sail through the disruptive period very smoothly. So relationship plays a big part in this.
Do you have anything to add on,
Yeah, I
Pak
think
Roy?
she has covered.
Okay, it's very humbling to learn how your company has managed to survive and thrive through every events, politically, economically, and also now we have the pandemic COVID-19 happening. And we will discuss more, especially about your products again, but after the break. Pemirsa, tetaplah bersama kami. Leaders Corner masih akan kembali bersama Sumbiri Group. Senang sekali Anda masih bersama kami di Leaders Corner dan masih bersama saya para pemimpin dari Sumbiri atau Sumber Bintang Rezeki Group. Saya mau ke Pak Roy dulu nih. Pak Roy, earlier you mentioned that the next plan is to penetrate the domestic market. How are you going to achieve that?
Sumbiri Group is a vertical setup company. We produce our own fabric, garment, and also accessories. With this capability and facility, we have expanded our product range from ladies underwear, intimate apparel. Now we also produce more variety in the clothings. We produce sportswear, athleisure, athletic and leisure, which is very popular recently from the synthetic fiber. Also, we are establishing our own brands.
Okay, so you do have your own brand now.
Yes, recently, yes.
Okay, you have created a sportswear brand also. It's called Soul Active, if
Yes,
I'm not
yes.
mistaken.
Yes,
Yes?
Soul Active, yes. The Selective, yeah, we have created this brand Selective for yoga, Pilates, for
Bicycling?
Yeah,
Now it's a-
cycling.
it's-
Yes,
it's a
very
trendy
yes,
thing.
very popular now. Besides that, we also has been establishing more other brands like Batsu Clothing. It is a brand for millennials, streetwear, urban wear. We also have Elenity, elegant and femininity. This is for intimate apparel for domestic. We produce our own brand. We are doing OEM now. We want to have our own brand in our own country. And then also we have Winner Folk for Muslim clothings, both male and female, also for office clothing. And then last but not least, the Winner Armor. It is specialized for menswear, for activewear for men.
Oh, that's great. And the names are also interesting. How do you choose the names? And do you have like a special team to handle it, like a special
We
team
just-
of designer?
Internally brainstorming, we keep researching a winner because we have been using winner name since the beginning. Mr. Lee came to Indonesia.
It's very nice to know that you have a sports range nowadays.
Yes.
And what inspired your company to actually pick a range? Like, for example, you have batik shirts and then clothing for yoga.
Right.
How did you decide on that?
Yeah, because recently people are more conscious on healthy living. The trend of healthy lifestyle has been increased significantly. People loves to do outdoor
Outdoor.
activities. They do yoga, Pilates, cycling, jogging. While actually the brand, the availability of the clothings for this section is, I think they still have to import with
Dominated by international brands, actually.
mostly by the international brand. So we are being an OEM for all those world global brands. We are vertically set up. We produce our own fabric, garment, accessories. So we have been discussing Indonesia. The middle economic has been growing steadily for the past decade. There is a demand, while the product is still not yet fully supplied, right? So we
So
see
there
this
is
opportunity.
demand, yeah.
The opportunity. So we produce this sportwear brand, Selective. So we are thinking by providing this product, people in Indonesia will be easily source this. We are online and offline, and then we are on the several e-commerce portal.
So it's nice. So actually the clothing that you make is using the same material
Yes.
that you export
Right,
to those big brands
right.
in every part of the world.
Right.
But if you want to buy those brands, you have to actually import them.
Yes, yes.
And now because you make your own brand, Indonesian people can also wear that material
Right.
under your brand
Yeah,
at an affordable
right.
price.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
nice.
Yeah.
Can I add something?
Yeah,
Yes.
sure.
You know, before the pandemic, I used to travel a lot to many countries, and each traveling, I buy a lot of branded garment. You know, cost me a lot of money. I asked myself a question: why I spend so much money to buy all this branded thing? Can we do it ourselves? That's how we get the idea. We are now serving the underwear industry for a long time.
Okay.
It's about time we should diversify our product. And we never touched the domestic market. So we decided to go ahead with domestic market, but to go into the domestic market, you must have a variety of product. That's how I discussed with Roy to create, to manufacture, like sportwear, casual wear, school uniform, hospital uniform, etc., etc. That's how we have got this idea. But we have been spending 2-3 years already, working very hard. I'm very confident we will be okay. We will be successful, but it takes some time. The marketing is most important.
Right.
I noticed you also produce clothing for Muslims.
Yes, yes. Indonesia with 270 million population, the biggest Muslim country in the world. And then the trend of ladies Muslim fashion has become very trendy. So we've been also discussing how to innovate a fabric from our warp knit machine. We produce this fabric using microfiber yarn, and then we are knitting this in the fine gauge machine. We apply several finishing agent, antibacterial, anti-odor, and then because of this microfiber fine gauge knitted, we call it second skin. The hand feel is so soft. So the ladies who wear this will be comfortable, feeling cool breeze because we are tropical country. And then with the moisture management, it will have a quick dry function.
That's nice. That's nice. So, sportswear, Muslim wear, and I noticed you're wearing
This is our own
batik.
Yes.
This is your own brand, right?
This is Batsu clothing. This is synthetic batik.
Synthetic
Yes,
batik.
it's from our warp knit machine.
But very comfortable.
Very comfortable.
Very comfortable.
Sustainable, durable.
How do you make this? Can you elaborate on the process of synthetic?
Normally,
batik?
most of the batik product is weave, right? And normally using the natural fiber. So been thinking about how to make one product that is practical. So we create this into our warp knit that has a special construction anti-wrinkle. You don't have to iron it after you wash. You just hang it in the
Under the sun and
under the sun. Then
wear it
even
again.
you wash it in the night. You put in your maybe in the hanger. The next morning it will be dry already.
Oh, that's
Can
nice.
you please explain your experience when you go to Ethiopia?
Ah,
You have only one
Yes.
shirt, you know.
At that time, I want to challenge our product.
wow.
I purposely bring one batik, right? Because
Very brave.
Yeah, flying to Ethiopia in the night time, right? We transit in Singapore and then another 10 hours to Addis Ababa. I wear this. I use this for sleeping, and then the next day we arrive in Ethiopia. We directly went to the factory, and then the batik is still very nice, neat, and then no smell, no smell. Getting sweat also quick dry. So I've been using that batik for like 3 days in a row.
3 days in a row.
I challenge we want to challenge. Then we can prove that
Did
this.
Did your Ethiopian client make any comment on that?
Yeah, they love. They actually batik is always our Indonesian icon,
I
right?
see.
So we want to make the what do you call it, like synthetic batik that we can one day market also for export to all over the world.
Nice. So, what brand is this? Batsu.
Batsu clothing.
How do we get this? How do we buy this product?
We are available online.
Online. Okay.
We have platform in our own social media. Besides that, we are also available in some e-commerce portal.
Oh, okay, that's nice. Talking about the future, now I want to know what's your plan for the next, I don't know, 5 years maybe? Ibu Marini bisa. Can you
Okay,
tell us?
so yeah, maybe I think we have to continue our relationship because I think relationship is really important, and maintaining strategic partnership with our customers has been the key driver in being successful, because we need partnerships in this business. And secondly is modernizing operations and business process. That's a must. Productivity is so important. It's getting very competitive, and we need to always update ourselves. Focusing on Africa, that's also our belief is, we want to focus and grow bigger in Africa. And last but not least, definitely is we need to always open our eyes, ears, our mind, just, hoping if we can find new collaborative partnerships with potential partners who shares the same vision and goals with us, we'll all for that.
Frida, in the airline industry, there is a text saying everybody can fly. So we have a vision that all Indonesian people can wear a clothing product from head to toe, which is sustainable, durable, with a lot of function, and most importantly, affordable price
Yeah.
at premium international quality.
Yeah.
That is our vision, our
Which is
dream.
produced by a green company as well, because
Yes,
your
yes,
factory
yeah,
is
right.
very green.
Right.
How do you want to see your company?
Okay, for me, since I started the family business 21 years ago, I've seen our culture is like family-oriented culture. I see Zumbiri as trustworthy, reliable. You know, our group walks the talk. So we love to see that character move forward for many years to come, and that's from me. I don't know about you.
Frida, we are one of the oldest company in this country. For many, many years, we used to make very simple, traditional, not very technical fabric to supply to the domestic industry. In the last 10 years, we have transformed our company into a very strong, innovative company, not only serving the international brand, but now we are also penetrating the domestic market. So I want people to see our company not just a purely winner Zumbiri company. I want them to know that we have a new winner Zumbiri company.
New winner
New,
Zumbiri company. New and improved, of
Yes,
course.
yes.
Pak Roy, maybe you want to add on. How do you want people to see this company?
Yeah, we want the next generation to see that we are a company that is responsible with our environment. We keep coping with all this regulation. Also, we keep innovating newness, something new product, not only for you wearing it, but wearing is believing. Wearing our product, believe that the function of this product for our clothings, especially we are in always 30-35 degrees
Very
Celsius,
hot.
very hot. You wear our fabric, our clothing, you feel comfortable, cool breeze, and then especially in new era, new normal, we want to apply, like I told you before, not to eliminate, but at least to minimize the attack from the bacteria, the virus. Yeah.
Bacteria.
Yeah.
That's good.
Right.
All right. Thank you so much
Thank you.
once again
Thanks
for your time,
Yeah, thank you.
Mr. Sombun Yuprapan, Ibu Marine Yuprapan, dan juga Pak Roy
Thank you.
Setiawan.
Thank you.
Semoga sukses terus Zumbiri Group.
Terima kasih.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Proses menuju kesuksesan tidaklah mudah. Ada banyak rintangan dan juga cobaan yang harus dilalui. Mr. Lee sudah mengajarkan kepada kita bahwa semangat pantang menyerah harus dimiliki oleh setiap pengusaha. Pak Roy dan juga Ibu Marine juga menunjukkan bahwa kegigihan dan kemauan untuk berkembang dan beradaptasi menjadi suatu kunci keberhasilan untuk bertahan di industrinya yang sekarang sudah bahkan mencapai 50 tahun. Saya Frida Litwina, undur diri dulu. Terima kasih atas perhatian Anda. Sampai jumpa.